Imagine this. You send a message. No exclamation marks, no emojis, and no reply. Just silence. Your chest tightens. Your brain starts running. You ask yourself, did I say something wrong? Am I being ignored? Am I not important enough? You believe silence means weakness, avoidance, losing. But that is the biggest lie your mind has ever believed. In dark psychology and modern behavioral philosophy, silence is not emptiness. It is pressure. It is power. And once you understand it, you will never communicate the same way again. The old belief most people carry is this: to keep a relationship, you must talk more. To be loved, you must explain yourself. To be respected, you must respond immediately. But the human brain doesn't work like that. The mind is not attracted to what is predictable. It becomes obsessed with what is missing. That's why silence becomes the most powerful psychological weapon. First perspective, the mental vacuum. When you stay silent, you leave no information behind, and the brain hates empty space. In psychology, there's a principle. When data is missing, the mind creates its own story. And that story almost never benefits the person who is waiting. You don't need to say you have value. When you go silent, the other person starts wondering whether they're about to lose you. Silence forces them to confront their emotions, not yours. Second perspective, the value frame. In communication and dating psychology, the person who talks the most is often the one trying to prove something. When you reply instantly, over-explain, constantly justify yourself, you quietly place yourself in this frame, I need your approval. Silence sends a different signal. I don't compete for attention. The human brain respects what isn't easily accessible. Not because it's arrogant, but because it signals inner value. Third perspective, emotional control. Most people speak when they're anxious, text when they're insecure, react when they're afraid of losing. Silence is the opposite. You don't let emotion control behavior. You let behavior reshape emotion. In behavioral philosophy, the person who controls their reactions holds the higher ground. No force, no manipulation, just freedom from automatic mental habits. Fourth perspective, self-validation. Silence is not about punishing others. It's about not betraying yourself. Every time you rush to speak to keep someone, your mind learns a dangerous lesson. My value depends on their response. But when you're strong enough to stay silent, you send a deeper message to your own brain. I'm okay, with or without them. That's not cold. That's psychological maturity. Final perspective, attraction in silence. Attraction doesn't come from being fully understood. It comes from being impossible to fully read. In relationships, what pulls people back isn't the final explanation. It's the unresolved feeling. Silence preserves mystery, and mystery keeps the mind looping. Not everyone can handle it, but the ones affected will remember you far longer than you think. Maybe you're thinking right now, but if I stay silent, what if I lose them? Here's the hard truth. If talking more were enough to keep them, you wouldn't need this video. Silence isn't for holding on. It's for filtering out. It reveals who truly respects you and who only values you because you're always available. And this is the most important part. Silence is not a weapon to defeat others. It's a weapon to make sure you never lose yourself. When you know when to speak and when to stay silent, you don't just change how you communicate, you change how your mind understands your own worth. And sometimes, the strongest statement you can make is saying nothing at all.